Matthew, how did things go at your group?
Very good. In fact, Sally's experience is one that stands out for me.
Hi. Would you like to make a donation to the marathon? No thank you.
Yeah, I've been training for it, but I don't know. I hope I'm gonna do well.
Yeah. Oh, you will?
Yeah, I think so. What do you think about next year?
Oh, I don't know.
Shall I put it in the bag, or do you want to wear it now?
Oh, no thank you.
What's wrong, honey? You got something against them?
Well, no, I don't have anything against him personally.
So what's the problem?
I respect that they have a right to choose their lifestyle, but as a Bible reader,
Excuse me. I'm a Bible reader too. I go to church, and our church is one of the biggest supporters for this marathon. So what are you trying to say?
Displaying courage now will help me display courage in the future. Well, I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and we believe the Bible teaches sex is for a man and a woman who are married.
Intolerant people.
Wow. That sure took courage.
That's what I told her. And I asked her to think about when the political powers destroy false religion. At that time, people won't want to admit that they're religious. And so for us to admit that we're Jehovah's Witnesses then, well, that's going to require the same type of courage as she displayed at that market.
Wow. I remember when Sally was just a little girl handing out tracts. And now look how well she's done.
Speaking of tracts, may I share an experience with you?
I knew what was happening inside of me, but I still had to line it up with Scripture because I've been a student of the Bible for now 25 years. Then I started probably about a year of looking at everything I possibly could from the gay Christian point of view to see what they were saying as opposed to what I had understood, and seeing then what conclusion I could come to. When God wanted to pick a partner for Adam. If you can't read into it what is not there. He said he was going to pick a partner for Adam. He didn't say a partner for all men. And when he looked for the appropriate partner for Adam, he found Eve. Now, obviously, he could not start population of the earth with a gay couple, but he didn't say that all men should have a woman. He said he picked for Adam. The homosexual acts that ended up before the city was destroyed when the angels came, they were acts of violence and rape. They were not committed same-sex relationship. And I've got to say this right in here too. I care about committed, faithful relationships. This word perversion is this word toiva, which is an idolatrous practice. And again, that is, do not use sex in temple cultic practices. That is an abomination to me. So what people were doing was they were going to the temple, having sex with temple prostitutes, whether they be male dressed as female or male dressed as male to appease the gods. That's what that word is. It's talking about an idolatrous practice there. It's not talking about committed same-sex relationships. It's the same thing in Deuteronomy 23. Again, you have to read in context who's being spoken to, the original language. It's the same thing. It's idolatrous sex in temple worship. Same topic there. Once again, God is talking to people that are idolaters. So he's saying to the same thing, don't do this idolatrous behavior. And it's, I guess you could look at it as intent too. God doesn't want us to do any act as in an idolatrous fashion. Until about the 1950s, all these words where they said the effeminate, the soft, the perverts, the male prostitutes, all those different words, somehow in the 50s, all became homosexual. All those words became homosexual. So if you read the Bible in the early 1900s, it didn't say those words. There's two words that are very prominent, malakoi and arsenokoitoi, and both of those words have been translated as homosexual. And what they actually mean is effeminate or soft people. They do not mean homosexual. People will also say Jesus never said anything about homosexuality. Well, actually, Jesus was confronted with a same-sex relationship in the Bible. When the Roman centurion came and he said to Jesus, now the Roman centurion comes and he's coming quite upset and he's crying and he obviously loves this servant in his house. Would you come serve him? Well, that word P-A-I-S, that word was used for like a male servant, a valet, but the purpose of that servant was also sexual relations. So the Roman centurion is coming to Jesus and he says, will you heal, broken up he is, will you heal my male sex servant for me? And Jesus does not say to him, well, when you go home and you clean up that sexual relationships and the two of you come back as straight, then I will deal with you. Jesus says, you know, go home, he's healed. He's healed. So Jesus was confronted with someone with a same-sex relationship in the New Testament, and he didn't demand this pray the gay away thing. I mean, that's just an overview, but I do care about the Bible. I do care very much about the Bible. I printed up a t-shirt and I stamped on there, and it says, "Hurt by church, get a straight apology here," and I did it on the front, and I did it on the back. I get stopped all the time by people. One night, there was an older gentleman in a restaurant that I was in, and he was an older, I can use the terms, he was like an older queen, an older man, and he and his partner were into the leatherware, and he said, "Could you sit down for a minute?" And he said to me, and he was probably in his very late 70s, and he said to me, "Do you mean that? Do you mean what that shirt says?" And I said, "Yeah, I mean it." And he said, "Would you please just say you're sorry?" So I said, "What happened?" And he said, "I was kicked out of churches when I was very young." And he said, "And I loved God, and I completely lost all that." And he said, "I've been waiting for almost 60 years for someone to just say they were sorry, that God never meant that." And he said, "Would you just say you're sorry?" I have hundreds of those stories. Everything from 16-year-old kids to 80-year-old adults.